What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit podcast with some good friends, great drinks, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. All right. I don't know why I just did that whole fucking Matthew McConaughey thing, but what's going on, everyone? Welcome into Bourbon and Bullshit. Today we are joined by the sugar mama herself, Miss Aurora Fable. How are you today, ma'am?
Hello. I'm doing great. How are you?
Just trying not to get hit by you. I'm just staying on my side of the table.
It's almost like an everyday affair. It's like, I don't want to get hit by Aurora.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, no,
you really don't.
I really do check my backseat when I get into the vehicle.
I'm always creeping.
I'm
always creeping.
It's weird. And of course, actually today we're joined by Aurora. Do you want to introduce her today? Because, since, Sugar Mama and all that stuff, go ahead.
I would love to. So we have the most amazing, spookalicious storyteller, Daddea Delicious.
Hi.
Welcome in, Daddea Delicious. I'm not going to lie to you. For the rest of the show, it's going to be weird calling you Daddy, but...
Oh, it shouldn't be. You're lucky.
We are off to a fantastic start. As always, guys. So part of the reason why both these lovely ladies are in here yelling at me, joining me on the show.
He likes it.
Is because what show's coming up, Miss Aurora Fable?
So the Big Bang Boom Collective got picked to do the Orlando International Fringe this year. Starting on May 15th, we are putting together on the Peach venue, Masquerade of the Red Death.
That is fantastic. Do you know the dates off the top of your head, or you have to remember the
actually, it is the 15th, the 18th. I had this memorized and now I don't remember.
So close.
Don't ask me.
There's a lot. So the 15th, the 18th, the 19th, the 21st, 24th, 25th, and 26th. And if we get picked for patrons picked of the venue, we perform again on Memorial Day on the 27th.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. 7 to potentially 8 shows.
That is exhausting just even thinking about it for you.
You're telling us.
My limbs hurt already.
Yeah, we saw. The reason why I wanted them. Guys, so of course, because of this upcoming show, we wanted to make sure that the ladies had a drink themed around them and everything they got going on. So we made a drink called the Mask of the Red Death. So this is my variation of the Pink Lady. So this cocktail is traditionally made with 1.5 ounces of London dry gin. Fuck that, we use St. Augustine gin.
Yay.
Half an ounce of Applejack apple brandy. I upped the proof on it, so I picked a little bit higher because I feel like they've been working really hard and deserve more.
Aw, thank you so much.
That's what I'm here for. I got to spoil you because you'll hit me if I don't. 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice and about 1/2 ounce of hibiscus simple syrup we made at home. If for those who are a little bit more bold, because not everyone likes it, you could use about 1/4 ounce of egg whites to make it a little bit smoother and silkier of a mouthfeel. So if you are going to use the egg whites, silky. This is going to be the
this
ultimate.
Is turning into an ASMR.
Hey guys. No. Hey.
You started it.
So if you were going to make this cocktail at home and you wanted to make it with the egg whites, it's recommended to do a dry shake first. All the ingredients in a tin, no ice. Shake until you feel like kind of resistance and the air bubbles starting to pick up. It gives that smooth texture. And for everyone freaking out, sour vanilla, that's not how it works. The lemon juice will 100% kill that. You'll be fine. Walk it off. Then you pour ice back in and you shake it again for 20 seconds. Pour into a chilled coupe glass and cover it with hibiscus flower.
Yeah, but we got a special little addition on top of our glass.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, I actually got an edible printout made here local. I'm going to look at the name of the place. It was...
not that kind of edible.
No, not that kind of edible. That was the 420 episode. You guys missed that because I forgot to press record. That was so high. No, so D&G Occasions here in Orlando, Florida will print you out cutouts of whatever the hell you want within an hour. So it took me 30 minutes. They did a fantastic job. It is sugary as hell, but it came out
but
gorgeous.
It works. Now that it's being melted in, it's wonderful.
Honestly, I did not expect them to look as good as it did. I will tell you right now, though, get someone with much gentler hands than me to rip them, to cut them out, because I am a fucking caveman.
Because you have beefy, manly hands.
Because I have no coordination. Actually, I really do. Listen, that no coordination. That's much more.
At least you're self-aware. It's all good.
I have bruises for a reason. So, Daddea, this is your first time on the show, and you've already enjoyed the cocktail. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I did. It's gone.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, so I would say that I very much enjoyed it.
Is it kind of in your realm of, I know that you like stouts and beers, a little bit darker, like my soul. How was that drink?
I'm glad you have a soul, first off. I don't.
It's how I made a deal for it. Yeah.
No, I do like my darker beers, but I definitely do enjoy my gins, especially if they don't taste like pine needles. But no, this was super good. It cut the sweetness of the drink and made it like very... the palate just very tasty, and especially I got the hibiscus flower with mine.
Yeah.
And I ate that whole. That was so delicious. It was like a little candy.
Yeah. You're like, what is this? I was like, it's a hibiscus flower and sweet syrup. It's actually fucking delicious.
Yeah, it looked like a little fruit roll up.
That's basically what it is at this point.
Yeah. And then I tasted it and I'm like, oh, it's like a little fruit roll up.
I want it.
It was so good.
Aurora. What did you think? I know that you favor the gin, but you like the more botanical gins, right?
I do. I really do like botanical. Like my husband always makes fun of me when he tries and I'm like, hey, try this gin drink of mine. It's really great. And he goes, great. I'm drinking flowers.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly.
Here's a bouquet.
It's wonderful. I loved it. I'm a sucker for anything with like citrus, so like a lemon or a lime or anything else. And the lemon in this one, wonderful. And then now that the sugar has like melted into the drink, it's completely changed. But because of the lemon, it's giving more of that like spark, and I love it.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
And because it's Mask of the Red Death, it was supposed to be brighter red, but I went purple because I know that purple is much more your color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, fresh blood is more like purpley.
That is
so
true.
There you go.
That's true. We're doing this today, guys. This is going to be a morbid and fun episode.
I love how you know that, and that's fabulous.
Of course I know that.
Not seen the bruises she has. She knows we're friends.
Hey, now. That's premium content. You don't need to know that.
All right, guys. If you want to tune into our Patreon, we will discuss her bruises. Joking. There's going to be some weird person. It's like, wait. Where do I set a card?
Yeah, where do I get that link?
Someone send that.
Got a free trial.
God, people on the internet are
we have promo
codes. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to make sure that you guys got something that was more in your flavor profile and something that would come off red, right? And here in Bourbon and Bullshit, we want to make a bunch of bourbon drinks, but it can't be sunny all the time. You got to have some rainy days.
And it's me. I'm Sugar Mama. I tell you to do things and you do it.
I aim to serve. But to your point, this gin is less botanical.
Yes.
I didn't want to give... It's one of the main beefs that people have with gin is like, it tastes like you're eating grass and flowers.
Your Christmas tree.
Yeah. And I think a lot of gins go through this something called evaporative distillation. So like the spirit will distill, come up a tube and hit a bunch of flowers and roots and vegetables or whatever the fuck they want to put up there, because you could distill anything like this, and then it comes back down, and after it's taking those flavor notes, so it's picking up a lot of those scents and flavors. This one doesn't do that much. Like St. Augustine gin was one of my favorite gins to try. So good. I'm glad you guys liked it. We have another drink in store for you later on. But as always, we want to ask you guys, you ladies, we're going to start with Daddea, which is still weird to say. The Vicious.
Because you guys already know about me.
Yeah. So we're going to start with her and see what have you been watching, reading, enjoying yourself. I heard you guys talking about non-fairy smut books earlier, so I'm excited to hear about non-fairy smut.
Yeah, on the occasion, on a few times of non-fairy smut. I'm actually rereading the Hunger Games series because I was really interested in the new Songbirds and Snakes. I'm kind of late to the party, but we actually have this burly book club that's kind of inspired me to keep my reading up, which has been really nice.
When you say late to the game, when did you read your first Hunger Games book?
Oh, I read them, when I was like 12.
Okay. I was like, are you reading them all for the first time?
No. The new book, and
okay.
It's like one of those things where it came out and everyone read it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be trendy. And then now I'm reading it, going, oh, actually, this is great. So
I did that for Harry Potter. I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to read this. And then I'm like, ooh, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have copious amounts of free time. So
that's a bold-faced lie.
I was like, your voice went up an octave. You're lying.
Listen.
One spoon.
One spoon. We got one spoon to share amongst us all. But
so the new one, does it hold up? Is it good? Is it as good as the others?
Yeah, I've been cranking through it and ignoring my responsibilities and reading that instead.
We're adults. What responsibilities? It's fine. This is when we're supposed to have fun. Isn't it?
Between that and rewatching Peaky Blinders for like the 4th time.
Is that show that good?
Oh my God.
So,
I know he's never watched this.
I've never watched it, and I say this with all the love in the world to the young lady in the other room. I can't watch shows that she hasn't watched.
Fair.
So there are times that like our hangout time is watching a show that we're watching together because we have very busy schedules, and I've been trying to get into Peaky Blinders.
It's sexy and gritty.
Really?
It's like this like male story told with like a female gaze. So like it's very attractive to the women's gaze, but it's still like men and guns and gangsters. But it's chef's kiss. It's a really good show.
Okay. So definitely worth checking out. How many seasons were there?
There's 6,
Jesus.
I believe, and then they're working on a movie.
I cannot wait for that. I need closure. Like I need more.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna need to close my legs when I go see it. That's what's gonna happen.
Once again, if you want to tune into the premium content of this show,
promo code Peaky Blinders.
Could you? God damn it! All right, so Peaky Blinders and Hunger Games, really wide selection there. I like it. I'm
an enigma.
This is what we're here for. The whole episode is about figuring you out. Actually, this is not even. We're not recording. This is an intervention. We're just trying to get to know you.
Well, I knew it.
Sorry,
I know it's too good to be true.
The drinks and everything. She's like, "This is really nice." I don't know, let my guard down. But anything else you got going on, and other than obviously preparing for the most epic show coming up?
I'm. Oh God, I got so much going on.
No pressure.
I work with many troops around town, so we're working on some shows that are just local, but we're also producing with Cosmic Chaos Burlesque. It's a newer company under Big Bing Boom Cabaret. We do like narrative storytelling burlesque, and so we're working on Shimmy Me Timbers. It's a pirate themed immersive burlesque show that I am emceeing and creatively.
Am I going to have
together.
to try to make you grog? Is that like?
Yeah, you offered. You said it. Absolutely.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
So that's like the next big project that I have coming up, but
nice.
just gigs here and there. So
Nice. All right, we're going to dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
All right, Madam Fairy Slut. Fairy Smut. Fairy Smut.
I mean, I'll
Did I
take
call you
a
a
fairy
fairy
slut.
slut?
That is
I can't
fine
apologize.
with
That
me.
felt dirty to say that to you.
I mean, again, premium content.
Premium content.
I Sugar Mama
fine.
Fairy Smart.
Guys, I might have to put a hard rated R on this one.
Look,
Demonetized.
It's gonna get worse. Okay.
Bro, the demonetization's real. The moment, you know how hard it was to get Bourbon and bullshit on.
I mean, that's why you put the exclamation mark on it. It's fine.
You know what it's saying.
It's fine.
So what about you, Sugar Mama? What have you have going on?
A lot of reading. A lot of reading.
So are any of those like biographies of like anyone or anything? No.
No.
It's not like Mambo Mentality with Kobe Bryant. Nothing.
No.
Quiet Leadership with Tony Dungy. No, nothing.
No.
Oh, wow.
What are you reading?
So the Burley Book Club, we just finished actually The Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco.
Oh.
I love that. It's not fairy smut. It's not fairy smut. But it is about the princes of hell, and it goes through the storyline of envy.
Ooh, the sin?
Yes.
Okay.
So in this storyline, all of the princes of hell represent a sin.
Oh.
So like Envy. So it follows the story of Envy, and it's really cute. There are some like fairy stuff in it, but like that's like at the end. No spoilers, but like some pretty hot sex scenes. Okay,
Yeah,
it's great.
sprinkled.
Yeah, it's just like little smutty mitts. Okay, little smutty, and then
very smut, just thrown in there with the 7 deadly sins.
oh yeah, just that.
They knew who they were trying to bring in.
It's fine. And then now I started the Vicious Lost Boys series. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Is it like The Lost Boys?
Yes.
Like the movie with the saxophone?
No. Oh no. We talked about that
worse.
last time. No, it's even worse. So it's a Peter Pan retelling.
What?
Exactly.
It's so good. For the premium content, I'll read.
Retelling in what way?
So
Not Robin Williams, obviously.
No.
If that's your thing,
No.
I'm not here to shame.
No,
If that's what you're imagining.
No.
It was
That's the Hook movie.
I'm sorry,
That's the last
Hook.
Hook though, yeah.
It was the mustache for me. Okay. Yeah.
Back. Come back here.
Sorry.
Focus.
Very smart,
Rufio?
yeah.
It's fine. So it's a retelling of Peter Pan, and it's more on like the darker, edgy side. So he's trying to. The first book he goes through and says like, I need to find my shadow. So his shadow was taken away by Tinkerbell, who was the Queen of Fairies. So it goes through the whole retelling of that, and where the Darlings. So remember Wendy Darling. It goes through that they need to try and track down the shadow, and where was it tucked away. So they steal away all of the Darling daughters when they turn of age, and of course Daddea and I have had conversations about this, and I'm just like, oh, that's consensual, that's great, and each time they're like, oh, I'm blah blah blah, and I'm like, great, you're like 25.
Yeah,
I don't care what you say, your baseline is 25. So they steal the Darling away to try and figure out where the shadow is, and yeah,
there's a lot of concerns here.
I'm on the second book, and it's just
There's a lot of concerns here.
it's reverse harem with the Lost Boys, and I'm there for it. It's just, look, this is my downtime. Okay,
I
have a stressful job. I have a
fine.
baby, and I have the sparkles. Okay,
Baby.
and a baby. Okay, and then I have my wonderful, loving husband who just.
I love how that was like an afterthought.
No,
Like,
because it's not an afterthought, because every single time I'm like, hey babe, can you help me with this, like the position they're talking about? And he'll like read the passage and be like, this is not doable. And it's great. It's just great. I'm like, let's make stick figures.
Why don't we just try?
Can we just figure this out?
Let's just you just take off your clothes and let's just try it.
Like, I have a table and it's sturdy enough. Let's.
You be careful. You're gonna have another baby.
My Patreon level's about to go through the roof. I swear to Christ, it's gonna.
I know, and actually, because the last time we talked about smut books, you're just like, oh, but like, they talk about this, that, and the other. I'm like, great. So I highlighted a passage that later on in the episode I'll read for you. It'll be great.
Oh my God, I am so fucking scared.
Which explains
I'm excited.
everything.
Everything.
This is gonna be concerning, isn't it? Oh wow. Anything else?
Actually, I started. It's like
I sound so disappointed in you. I expected it. I expected all
I
of this.
read a lot.
The fact
okay?
that I was almost gonna be like, fine, there's no fairy smut because it's Peter Pan. Then you mentioned Tinkerbell. It's like right back to fairies.
Nah, Pixie. She's a pixie.
She's a pixie, but it's weird the way that the book explains pixies compared. It's
very often in like most lore, she's depicted as kind of fairy-ish.
She's fae.
Fae.
She's a fae.
So there's like fae princes in this one too. So I'm like, I'm living for this. This is great. So no, not smut related.
All jokes aside, like I know that this is a big trend. I'm not even trying to be funny.
I know
this is a massive trend with the fairies and the like fae and the sexual like fantasy. Like, is this like? Are they doing any other, I guess, lore other than fae in other books series?
Oh,
like, other than vampires and werewolves, because we've done that.
Yes.
We do vampires all the time. That's been done. But
I'll keep
anything
doing it.
unique.
We'll keep doing it.
Anything new. Like, there's no like Wendigo porn thing going on right
no,
now. There's nothing like that.
That's on Wattpad. That's
what is that?
That's fan fiction.
That is disgusting.
You can find anything on
Because Wendigos are cannibals and disgusting.
Listen, again, I'm not here to kink shame.
I will shame you if you like Wendigos.
I mean,
I don't shame a lot of things, but if you're like, that's what I'm into. A mountainous creature eating human. No, not doing this.
Look, don't kink shame. People learn to that. Okay?
Wendigos? With cannibalism?
Look, I mean, there.
We don't draw the
you can
line
do
of
blood
cannibalism?
play with that. You can do knife play with
But
that.
straight cannibalism, we don't draw
I
the line?
mean, eat the
So
flesh
this
of
is
your
bourbon
enemies.
and
Like,
bullshit.
no, but it's funny
I
because
love that Daddy's the one who's bringing us back. Like, this is a
absolutely
problem.
not. No, but you say that, and Karma Canelian, our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful performer here in Orlando, got me into. It was Deceived by the Gargoyles.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so it's a
I'm
smut
gonna
book
look
about
this up. I'm gonna
gargoyles.
look this up.
And then, but they actually have a book before that, and I forgot the title, but it's about a kraken.
Oh.
So, yeah,
them
we're going.
tentacles.
We're going there.
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I wrote Deceived and it immediately went by the gargoyles. No
It's
one else.
so good.
No one else is deceiving anyone but gargoyles, apparently, when I went on Google. Like, no other deception is happening. Like, I'm so
Because
pissed.
it's blowing up. Like it's the second book in the series, and it's not like it's like a standalone book.
It's a 4.1 out of 5 on Goodreads.
Yes. Because we all want gargoyles, and there's 3 of them.
Deceived by the Gargoyles is a standalone monster romance in the same world as Stalked by the Kraken,
That's
with
it.
multiple love interests who are in relationships with each other. There is no choosing amongst the love of interests. Content warning. Okay, this book includes breeding, knots, and size difference. What does that mean?
Okay, so
Wow. Oh, what a baby. So much to learn.
gone are the days when you have author's notes or dedications in the front of books. Now they are trigger
It's
warnings.
literally trigger warnings, yeah.
But size difference is a trigger warning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this will be off air. You put it. Someone write this down. Someone tell me later because
I'll explain. We'll write we'll draw diagrams. It's fine.
All right.
A visual aid.
I would normally be hurt by that, but listen, there's The Lady and the Orc is another one by that. Okay, this is a really dark path, and now this is on my Google history.
Popping up on your Amazon.
You're gonna get like Shrek, like
There's
romance novels coming at you.
The Dragon's
Oh.
Bride,
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Titan,
Here it
a
is.
gargoyle daddy dom romance. What the fuck? Oh my God.
Whatever tickles your pickle.
I don't want my pickle being anywhere near this. Like I'm closing this.
It will always be there, even when you erase your browsing history.
Guys, we're gonna take a really quick break to compose myself and pour something else up. I'm nowhere near drunk enough for any of this shit. Be right back, guys. Hey guys, while you're listening to the show, we know that you might want to partake in some drinks with us and enjoy in the libations. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Avoid Amazon one-click buy. And for the love of God, do not text your ex. You do not need that kind of closure. They've moved on. So should you, Joseph. You should stop Facebook stalking. She knows. She knows. Now, all jokes aside, don't do anything dumb. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Thanks, guys. Now back to the show. All right, guys, and we are back. We are finally able to control ourselves and get back to fucking just plain old normal.
Get back to that.
Get back to fucking.
Yeah. Jesus.
Wait.
Get back for 13 seconds.
We're gonna take a break.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. No. And I cleared my browser history, so hopefully my FBI guy hooks me up and knows that wasn't for me. Sorry,
Yeah,
Greg.
thank you.
Sorry, Greg. He's an avid listener. I love him. So
Greg.
obviously he's a real one. You know how many things he's made sure didn't send. There's a meme
I
online.
need to know about this.
No, there's just a meme online. It's like a man's significant other is like, hey, what are you doing? Blah blah. It's like, oh, nothing, baby. But he miswrote baby and wrote Abby, and it says could not send. And the other side of the pen is like the FBI agent's like, I got you, man. I was like, that's a
That's
real
some
one.
That's a
fucking
real
fuckery.
bro right there.
He's like, baby. He's like, shit.
We're going to edit this real quick for you. Got
Yeah,
you.
He hooked us up. But so since Aurora's been here multiple times and everyone knows her origin stories and where she came from, obviously we want to focus on Daddy, which is still weird for me to say.
Me too.
It's weird for you to hear me say it too.
No, the focus on me.
Oh,
I'm excited about that.
we're gonna unpack a lot of things by the end of today's show. So, Daddy,
Yes.
can I call you Delicious? This is comfortable.
You can call me whatever you want.
I'm going to replay this to you in 6 weeks, or 4 weeks from now, when I'm at your show just shouting shit.
Please. Yes.
All right. So we want to know about you. We want to know about your origin story, and we always like to know, especially when we bring on performers, Babs, Aurora, where did the name Daddea Delicious come from, and what inspired it?
Sure. So I'm actually a Wisconsin native. I'm from the Midwest, and I'm a transplant here in Florida for about 7 years now. And when I first moved here, I was working at the Mouse House, and I was living in this apartment with like 6 people and 2 bedrooms. And the first day I got here was like 4 days before Hurricane Irma was supposed to hit. And so they're like, hey, welcome to Florida. Yeah, but hunker down. So everyone, I just met my roommates, and we go to the store, we're collecting stuff, and they're all freaking out. And I'm just kind of like, whatever happens, happens. And so they dubbed me like the dad of the apartment. They were like, because I was just like, what, just chill, like the funny one in the comforter. And so they would just call me dad or daddy throughout our entire time living together. And so in my government name, my middle name is D. And so we kind of came up with the spelling of daddy being Daddea to wrangle in my my government name. And so I started doing pinup modeling. I would go to car shows or tattoo conventions, and I was really attracted to the aesthetic.
Tattoo conventions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they would have these little pinup competitions, and it was just a fun way to try something else.
How many people have you tattooed on them, or variation of you? As I'm thinking about it,
I was like, I hope there's someone out there with these eyebrows on their body, but unbeknownst to me, I don't know. But yeah, I would go to these cons and stuff, and just a way to build a community outside of working for the theme parks. Do these pinup competitions, and I started with the name Daddy, Miss Daddy Old Fashioned, because again, I'm from the Midwest, and so we love our old fashioned. So that was kind of my start into the stage name. Mm-hmm. And what I really fell in love with was the boudoir photography. And so I started moving away from pinup because it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't like to do my hair.
And it does not seem comfortable.
Well, neither does burlesque, but I just loved like the intimacy and the sexuality behind like the boudoir photography. And I actually got started by doing a Fringe show in 2019.
Oh, shit.
That was a Showgirls musical parody. Mm-hmm. Yes.
A musical parody of Showgirls.
Showgirls, yeah. The movie was it the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Keep going now. I'll fact check.
Yeah.
Thanks for fact checking.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a terrible, wonderful cult classic film. Yeah. But through
costumes.
But through that, I met a lot of people in the theater scene. And
95.
All right, I was one. Great. And there was actually a burlesque performers performing in the show to act as like background and dancers for the showgirl ensemble. And I had always, again, been interested in burlesque because, again, I loved that, I loved Moulin Rouge, and I loved the lushness and the glamour and all of the ideals and aesthetics that come along with when you say the word burlesque. And I was like, I would love to get into that. And the performers like, there's an amateur show coming up, and if you come and enter the amateur show, that could be your start. And so I was like, cool.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so after doing the Fringe show, I entered the amateur show, and I didn't win because I didn't know a lick about anything.
Yeah. If you had won on your first show, it's like, oh, so you're a prodigy. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't have a single rhinestone, not even a plastic one, glued to my costume. But that's actually how I met Aurora. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Really? Yeah. So you guys met there.
Mm-hmm. I was in the audience. Blue asked me to be there. I was not judging. I think actually James was judging.
James was judging, yeah.
James was judging.
Of course, the Cuties.
Yes, we love James. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting on the side, and you started performing. And I remember I looked at Blue on the side. And for anyone that knows Blue, of Blue La La Entertainment, icon of all of Orlando. And I looked at her, I'm like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, don't worry. I got this. Like,
Yeah, it was
just phenomenal.
well,
Phenomenal job.
it was like a concept of like the old hag turning into the witch from Snow White, and that was like,
I was going to be my next question. What was that first?
yeah, I
show?
pulled apples out of my bra and was like, taste the apples. And again, I had no clue what I was really getting into or what I was doing, and so from there, I had been a performer, auditioning in town for a few years and not really fitting the mold of like the theme parks and certain aesthetics that are desired around here. And it was really hard, and it was really catching up to me, being like, what am I doing? And I met Aurora during intermission. She had come up to me and been like, I loved your number. I would love for you to come and be a part of my troupe and my company. And it was kind of this validation, like, oh my God, like I did something that someone desired, and I found like my community that I had been looking for.
That's fucking awesome. Look at you, Aurora.
Yes.
Look, man, you're just taking everyone under your wing and shit.
I mean, I always say that I do. House of Fables is always the storytellers. Like, that is what I try to find. And I am not a mother to all. I'm a mother to few. And all of my lovely, lovely daughters are all storytellers. And I immediately, seeing that and what you were doing, I'm like, Babs, throw the shoe.
Yes, I had to,
hey, we don't throw shoes.
I know, we don't throw shoes, but
yeah, I my first burlesque show, I go and then there's a shoe thrown at me. So
was it
not
physically
at you? It was on the stage.
Well, there's a shoe in my presence, and I went, "That's not my shoe."
Wait, you really actually throw a physical shoe?
I did not, because I was wearing heels that I couldn't take off.
Was a physical
fast
shoe thrown because of your direction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then everyone else watching be like, "Shit, she claimed her." Like, fuck it.
Yeah, because it was
such a unique
here's the
world.
thing, is like there's two different ways. Like, throwing a shoe on the stage usually means that you did a phenomenal performance, that like you knocked the socks or shoes off of us.
Yeah.
And then other cases like, I see potential. Don't bark this tree. I got it.
But
like,
so I obviously there's a direct connection between Sleeping Beauty and the witch giving apples and all that stuff. Was that the moment you're like, hey, this is Kismic, this is meant to be?
Actually, no, it wasn't just about, it was the way that she portrayed the character.
Yeah. But I'm saying, did that also like, hold on, when she started doing that, was there like a moment where you're like, hold the fuck up? Like,
well, yeah, but
up.
it was not just that. Like, I really love, and I really wish that you could see Daddie's face, because she's just a dream of a face, and I love her so much because she's able to get on stage, and regardless of what she's doing, what kind of character she's portraying, you can always tell that she's telling a story with every part of her body, from the tippy top of her little head all the way down to her toes. And I could tell in the first performance, even though you were like, I didn't have a look of rhinestones on, I'm like, we can work with this.
I had a chunky boot on. I had no wig.
It was so cute, though. I remember your hair was it was
little space buns.
It was so cute.
That's
it was so adorable. No, I love little space buns. It's so cute.
Space buns. Such weird verbiage. But so that sounded like it went obviously fantastic. And well, did you immediately jump over to her troupe and join, or was there a moment? Oh, okay, so not even.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate in this community that I immediately was asked to do the first show, which was 1984.
Yes.
It was themed of just like pop culture during that year. And Aurora challenged me to do Witches of Eastwick number, and that was kind of my audition into the troupe to like be asked to stay after that number. So yeah, I kind of jumped right into performing. So it was kind of a whirlwind, because now there's so many resources, again, with the Burlesque Conservatory and kittening and understanding the world. I kind of was thrust upon me, and it's been great. It was
and
fantastic.
You're doing so well.
Thank you.
So you have been in the game. What was Hurricane Irma? So how many years now?
That's when I kind of acquired my name, but 2019 was the first show that I performed.
So now about 5 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just started, getting momentum, and then COVID hit, and
COVID changed so many fucking things.
Yeah, we were really left with this challenge of like, how do we still entertain, and especially in a space and social media where it's hard to even post, you know, pictures of us like dressed up in our costumes, let alone like stripped down. You know, how do we get to those audiences? And so we really came together as a community to innovate and stay afloat. And so it was like staying relevant and staying productive during that time, and then coming out of that and then building shows and like what does that look like again? So it's been an interesting journey.
It's been a great journey. It's funny because I was going to ask you how you met, and obviously you met and went through that. But that's so awesome to see that, and it feels kind of. It's interesting you went from the House of the Mouse and then to this completely other side of it. And did you, when you were in the House of the Mouse, you felt that you didn't really kind of fit perfectly into their little, hey, mold?
Yeah.
Was that very quick that you picked up or like, this isn't really my vibe?
I remember I went to my first audition and I was like, there's not a doubt in my mind I won't get it. Because I'm just, again, I'm a very like big personality. I use my body to tell a story. That's always been my kind of strong suit. And then I was like cut immediately and I went, oh no. And then I had been like chasing, trying to like fit in. And I kind of always knew that it would have to be like a special place for me because I was too unique or too busty or too, you know, I didn't fit the mold.
Yeah,
that
you fit the House of the Mouse.
Yeah, I didn't fit
cookie cutter mold that everyone has to be. Has to be completely clean cut and always just over the top. Hey guys, that kind of shit. No, just which would get on my nerves if I had to hear that voice every day.
Yeah. So this allows, you know, like a lot more exploration of again, empowerment and your body and just a deeper connection with yourself than that kind of performance. If I would have gotten it, would have probably been great, but I probably never would have discovered this world.
Now, when you came here for House of Mouse, what made you want to go to House of Mouse? Why didn't you want to go into another form of acting, or was it just... I'll let you break it down because Wisconsin is a little...
Wisconsin, there's not much there. It was always... I always knew that like it was just not my place. Like I did not fit in there. And a lot of my friends would move to Chicago. That was, you know, the closest segue. And I was like, oh, that's feeling a little oversaturated.
In New York, same thing.
And same thing. It's just like, I'm like, I kind of got late in the game of like performing. I've always been a dancer, but like stage acting, I kind of started that in college. And so I was like, I don't know exactly what my niche is. And I don't know exactly if I have something that I specifically want to do, or if there's a lot of things I'm interested in. And so I knew that, you know, coming down to Florida was kind of like a safe bet of like at least being in the industry around it. And, you know, I've always loved, you know,
entertaining,
quote unquote, Disney. You know, I've loved the magic that can be created.
They don't listen to this. It's fine.
I know.
They're listening. And thank you.
Yeah. I love the immersion and the storytelling that is told throughout, you know, from the rides to the restaurants, you know, in the queues. Like I loved that immersion. Yeah. And so that's what really attracted me to it, was I got to be part of that storytelling. Even if it wasn't that I was a performer, I was still an employee that got to, you know, I had certain verbiage and things. And
you were
so
part of an experience.
I was part of the experience. And so that's what's kind of led me to my style, which is narrative storytelling burlesque, because, again, I want to immerse you into the performance with the costume, with the movement. Everything's intentional. If we have projection to the music, and that's what's also led me to building these immersive burlesque shows that are trying to incorporate the audience even more, to keep building on that idea of just that immersion and losing yourself within a performance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pry a little bit because you said,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was always a dancer.
Yeah.
All right. So was it classically trained, or were you doing like the Save the Last Dance hip hop? What was going on?
No. When I was little, I started when I was 3, and I was classically trained. But our studio was
in what style?
It was ballet and tap at first, and then got into jazz, and then added hip hop and point. And, you know, my studio was very focused on the recital. So every 6 weeks we had a recital. So it was just always coming up with a new routine, you know, working as a group and putting on this recital that was more about the show rather than like doing flips and tricks, which is like the thing in modern dance nowadays. So I was always trained to be a showman. And then when I I lived in Wisconsin, there was a lot of like competition dancing, and that just wasn't I didn't like the idea of competition. I liked the idea of performing. And so I kind of took a step back from doing like, you know, technical dance and found myself in theater in college, because that was more of the flavor I wanted to do. I wanted to move my body, but that didn't necessarily mean I wanted to move it in a way that was, you know, doing backflips and competing on stage. I just wanted to be able to tell that story. But I'm very fortunate to have that training, because I'm very aware of like what things look like, what shapes look like, what kind of shape I'm trying to create. Yeah. So I'm very fortunate that I started at that kind of studio when I was young, even though I, felt like I was falling behind, because I wasn't technically doing a triple turns and doing like a million things and highest kicks and super flexible. But I can see my journey and how that's influenced me to where I am now. And
I can imagine also, to your point, where it translated to being very self-aware. If you guys have not been to one of these shows, they're very involved. They're all over the stage. They're all over the audience. They do a lot. So being always aware, but almost making it seem like an accident or like just natural. Meanwhile, it's completely planned in your head where you're going to be.
Well, mostly.
Well, yeah. but it allows you to, because of that training, it allows you to, if you improvise, if you're going somewhere else, you physically know there's enough space there. Like, heaven forbid someone moves a chair forward where it shouldn't be. It might throw something off, but for the most part, you have made kind of like a plan in your head.
Yeah. And that's really fortunate, because a lot of performers don't get the opportunity to have a fully staged show. We're doing a lot of floor shows where you're maneuvering around and or you're working on like a 4x4 stage, and we have a full dance studio, full studio stage that we can add those elements of like a projection or lighting cues that you can give a full performance. And it can be intimidating that you're like, I have to fill 4 minutes of myself on this stage. What does that look like? How do I keep the audience entertained? And having that theater training has really been like, okay, what are my tactics? What's the intention behind taking off this glove? And so it's a nice challenge that we are given by Big Bang Boom Collective to do these shows that are full stage shows.
That's fucking awesome. It's I've been to the shows. They are intense. And the only times I've ever walked out is when Aurora goes on the stage, because it's weird. But aside from that,
look, I'm an inanimate object to you. I understand that.
A lamp.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's a persona.
Yeah, but I adore her. I'm not going to even say it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
The
it's
lamp.
Fine.
You're going to love her.
I got your money, so you can sit on the audience. It's fine. You can leave for me.
Yeah. Woo!
Thanks for your patronage. Now get the fuck out while I perform.
Yeah, it's always weird. But that's awesome. I like that origin. I like the fact that you... Look, I'm kind of rebellious, if you can't tell. If you can't tell about me. That you shifted away from the cookie cutter House of Mouse. You didn't turn into that whole like, hey, everybody, how's the week? No, because... that's fucking annoying. And you were able to find a persona that fit what your style was, and kind of come into your own. And we've talked before when you brought in Babs, how when we just interviewed just you.
Yeah.
Or like we talked about this. I love the storytelling. I love the creatives and the way that you can find a very unique, because yes, as a troupe is a very big industry, but overall it's seen as kind of a very unique way of expressing yourself.
Right.
Oh yeah, taking off her clothes to music and trying to convey what story we're doing or what character. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah.
It's very vulnerable, and it's like if you're not faced with these challenges, I think it makes you a better performer. Trauma makes you a better person if you fight through it.
Or really funny and start a podcast.
That too. But yeah, I think again this community is full of so many unique, interesting individuals, because we're all the outcasts, we're the outliers, we're the ones that don't fit the mold, and that's what makes it so amazing and diverse. And again, I'm just so happy that I found that depth rather than staying topical.
Yeah. What was it like the discarded toys? Is Island of Discarded Toys?
Island of Misfit Toys.
We're the Misfit Toys.
Misfit Toys. I was
like, the Misfit Toys.
Okay, that's if you ever. So I was in leadership for a very long time, and you could tell who I was because of the people I brought around me. Because I brought everyone who seemed a little bit broken or a misfit toy, and I was just like, I like you. And it wasn't. I was never like, hey, I'm going to fix you. I'm like, I'm going to give you a space where you can be you and find success. So I love the Misfit toys.
Yeah.
Shit, if you can't look around my room and tell that I like the Misfit toys in this office, or you can't tell that even from this podcast I like the Misfit toys. So I support it. I'm glad that you guys found each other and it turned out well.
Yeah. I still remember, and I was going to bring this up, and I'm now going to do that. I remember
I was going to do what I'm doing right now.
Well, because I was thinking about it, and your story is so unique because you did like jump into this. And I remember talking to you and then having this like feeling. And I always say, a lot of the people that I like come around with, I'm like, I have to feel it in my jellies if like something's gonna happen. And I remember talking to you. I'm like, hey, let's meet up after. Let's hang out or whatever. And we went to Hamburger Mary's together.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I remember you walked in, you sat down, and I'm like, I'm sold. Yeah, like I'm sold. What I don't
seated.
Because you came in with earrings that you had made, and I'm like, oh my God, where'd you get? Oh, I made these. You make earrings? I think it was the booty earrings.
The burlesque booty earrings. Yeah.
Excuse me?
It was so like little cheeks,
butt cheeks?
little butt
like
cheeks.
little butt cheeks. Yeah.
So cute.
And why didn't we bring those today?
I mean, we have cats with a fiddle.
Yeah, and the spoon.
And a silver spoon?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Guys, you can't see this, but they're...
When you coming home, son? I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. That's again why I'm daddy too. Daddy issues. Okay.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to Bourbon and Therapy. Let's talk about our trauma and how we express it now on this podcast. So this spoon, you guys can't see this. You can't see this, but Daddy walked in with still, there's probably like 3 listeners. Like, it's really weird that she keeps calling her Daddy. Fuck you guys, don't judge us. There's a silver spoon hanging around your neck. A little tiny cocaine-ish spoon. If I had to describe the size for anyone.
This is a very large cocaine spoon then.
I was like, good for you if you got that kind of money.
It's Orlando. It's
That's
fuck.
fair.
You don't think
We
they
have
have...
mounds of cocaine just
It's
everywhere.
fucking really close to Miami. That's probably average size spoon for their cocaine. So tell us a story about this little silver spoon around your neck.
Sure. It's a vintage like Walt Disney spoon that I got from a vintage store, and I just thought it was a cool piece. I like cool pieces, obviously. And it kind of it sang out to me like a week or two ago because we're doing this show. I'm also, I have my Muggle job and I have all these other shows. I agree to do this. I agree to do that. Agree to do this. Say I'm going to do this. Fix this. Have my son, my cat. Like they're one and the same, by the way.
Yeah, but you made it sound like there's 2 separate.
I know.
entities.
No. It's my cat is my son. And so taking care of my house and all these things. And so there's this saying that like you only have so many spoons to give. And if you keep giving out your spoons, you're going to have no spoons left for yourself. And, it's the same kind of your cup being like half full or half empty. Yeah. If you've got nothing to refill your cup, you got nothing to give. And so I started wearing it to remind myself that this is like the last spoon you have and it's precious. Like your time and mental energy is precious. And to focus on the now, focus on the projects that really need your mental focus and to not spread yourself too thin, because I'm definitely a yes woman. Yeah, it's that fear of being irrelevant and also the desire of being wanted. So you're like, yeah, I can do that, and then it comes down to it and you're like, oh no.
I'm gonna tell you something. We just met.
Yes, we have.
But if you ever need to say no to someone but don't want to, call me.
I got you. Thank you.
And I will put me on speaker. And I'll just know because you won't call me otherwise. It was like, she's not doing whatever you're asking her to do. I will say no for you in a forceful voice, and I'll even say some shit in Spanish.
Good, yeah,
in a Hispanic accent. Mira, coño.
You
leave her the fuck alone. Daddy/mommy has shit to do today.
Papi's got to go.
Papi's got to go. You leave her alone.
Yeah, I'm a Libra, so I don't like confrontation. Yeah, so
I love confrontation. It feels like practice. So anytime you want to tell someone no, I will tell them no for you.
Great.
Aurora, do I strike you as a person who has a problem saying no to people? And tell them to go fuck off and die? No. Exactly. So you put me on speed dial so you could keep as many spoons as you need in your corner.
Yes, thank you.
You just call them like just no G.
Just no G.
No G.
And it's just like, and I'll put a note right under your name. It's like, just pick up and say, she's not doing whatever you want her to do.
Be like, she's booked and stressed. Leave her alone.
She's booked, stressed, and if you talk to her one more time, I'm going to go over there. The fuck?
Thank you for looking out for me.
So that spoon, that's actually really poetic. It's cool because you're right. I think very often, we're in a world where if you don't stay relevant, you feel pressured, like shit, I'm gonna fall behind. If you don't feel like you're always ahead of, you're helping someone, it's almost like you're adding value to who you are, but that's not right.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get too deep here, but there's a certain level of like you're validating your own worth by how someone else, what you could contribute to somebody else,
Right.
which is so fucking harsh because it's, I think, depending on your household, how you're brought up, like your parents want you to do stuff, or you're not a good son, or you're not a good friend because you weren't there, blah, blah. So now you just start getting programmed into, my value is based on what I could contribute to everyone else, not what I see in myself.
Yeah. It's like staying busy too. It's like if I seem busy, I seem relevant.
Yeah.
You know, and that's...
You can't sit still.
Yeah.
You can't just fucking relax because then you feel like you're behind.
Yeah. That's why talking about, again, that book club, it's been really nice to have an excuse to like have a goal because I used to feel guilty if I sat down and read because I was like, I should be doing something else.
But it's just easy breezy. I love our book club
I know.
because there was Karma walked in and was like, I did not read the book, and I'm like, that's great. She's like, they're like, just let me know your thoughts, and then that will tell me if I need to finish the book or not. I'm like,
That's fair.
that's fine.
That's fair. But yeah, it's community.
To be fair, I just realized I just left you out completely about this, Aurora, because you're just as bad as her about just saying yes to everyone for everything.
That's why she's my mom.
She said that's fine. They made a face the moment when she realized I was about to go at her. Like, you also say yes to everyone about everything.
I do.
Yes, she does.
Hey, why do you think I don't bother you?
I do because
Because I know that you'll say yes,
yeah,
regardless of if you're capable or not.
yeah,
Okay, and I do not feel comfortable with
yeah.
it.
What do you need? I got
Nothing.
you.
You see, this is the bullshit. For the record, guys, prior to us starting recording, I snapped one of the boom mic arms because my dumb ass doesn't realize that.
Because he's strong.
Yeah, no, seriously, I realized afterwards it's because it was locked, and I thought, oh no, it just needs more pressure, and I snapped it. It was locked. So everyone, I'm going to drop a link to the Patreon at the end of this episode. I need one more arm. We're going to take a quick break because I really want to keep making sure that our cups are full.
Yes, I definitely need a full cup.
Or we need a full cup, so we're going to refill, guys. While we're gone, please make sure that you are tuning into and buying your new... Well, the tickets for the upcoming show from Midnight Fable's Cabaret, The Masquerade of the Red Death, and you're going to hear a very brand new commercial.
Their Excellency, Prince Prospero, cordially invites you to their deviant masquerade, far from the pestilence of the outside world. Join the Big Bang Boom Collective for their revival of a dark burlesque fantasy at the Orlando International Fringe Festival, May 15th through the 26th. 7 sinful performances will be in the Peach venue. For more information, go to orlandofringe.org or follow at Red Death Burlesque on Instagram. See you there.
All right, guys, and we are back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that break. It gave you some opportunity to go and buy tickets to the upcoming show. I hopefully will see you guys there. I will be there at least 2 of those shows. Unfortunately, I have a job. Well, I have a full-time job.
No excuse.
No excuse. I'll be there at least 2 because apparently I might have to go to 3.
All shows are after 5 p.m., so you can make it.
Yeah. You know what? We'll talk about that later. But guys, for sure, if you guys are going, you want me to be there, I'll make sure I'm there with you guys, and I will be wearing my Bourbon and Burlesque Takeover shirt.
Yes.
Came out dope. You will get on the show notes. You could go ahead and have a link to the actual shop. Make sure that you give some love and support and wear your fucking shirt, you jackasses. I mean, bullshitters. Well, as always, we do like to start with the second half of the show with our first pour. So today's pour is a little bit unique. So we wanted to make sure, get something different in here, and I would like to explore. So today is going to be a bottle of high-end Wicked Singular Limited Release number 7 FOURSQUARE. So this is a traditional single grain Irish whiskey, but it's a little bit of a different twist. It is finished in FOURSQUARE's rum casks, which is going to give it a sweeter finish. For those who don't know, if you ever find a bottle of FOURSQUARE rum in the wild for a good price, fucking buy it. It will be better than almost any fucking rum that you ever have, and it's one of top tier favorite rums to find. So initially this is aged in ex-bourbon barrels, so you're going to get that bourbon finish. The whiskey undergoes a significant transformation in its 6-month finishing period in a cask previously used for aging of a 12-year-old single blended rum from FOURSQUARE, a renowned distillery in Barbados. This rum cask finish imports an exotic and complex layer to the whiskey, integrating the rich and warm flavors of the Caribbean into its Irish roots. This is two of my favorite brands combined and make a very lovely baby. So we're going to go ahead and pour this up. It's going to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit softer, and hopefully we're going to let Daddy kick us off with the start and see what she thinks. While she is sipping, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the brand, or at least this bottle. This whiskey is distilled in County Cork, Ireland, using a continuous coffee column still. This method is known for producing a smooth, consistent spirit. The mash bill comprises of 95% French maize and 5% malted Irish barley, a blend that contributes to its unique character and flavor nuances. So you're going to get sweeter, a finish from obviously corn and from the rum barrels. Daddy, what do you think?
Wow, this is good.
Really? You like
Yeah,
it?
like I'm not like a dark liquor kind of girl, just because usually I'm poor, so I get the bottom shelf stuff.
Listen, I'm gonna hook you up later. I got you.
But yeah, it because usually it has that aftertaste or that burn, but this it finishes really nice, and like the burn isn't on your tongue. It's like as you go down, like goes down the throat. It's like this nice warming sensation, and like you said, you can really taste like that barrel aging to it, and it's nice. Yeah. It's nice.
The rum aspect of it, rum is typically a lot sweeter. The molasses comes off of it, and it's gonna just smooth that out, as opposed to where harsher whiskey. Irish whiskeys tend to be a little bit peatier and smokier and stuff like that on the Scotch side. But this is unique.
Yeah, I've toured the Jameson distillery, and sorry, Ireland, I like this. Yeah,
this is gonna be the way to go. This is a good Irish whiskey, but. Sugar Mama?
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Like we've talked about before, I'm a huge Irish whiskey girl. Like I love everything that comes out of Kentucky, but I prefer the Irish made or Irish distilling version of it.
That's how I like my men too. So.
Yeah.
Irish made.
Yes, it's the accents. So I prefer because my favorite is Teeling. Jameson, I do love Jameson. I appreciate Jameson. Jamie and Ginger, always. But that was the first thing. It's just smelling it. You can smell the rum barrels. You can smell the oakiness. You can smell the molasses. The molasses. But I'm tasting like, to me, it's like blackberry or currants, and I don't know if that's a fact, but that's just how I'm tasting.
It might be.
But it's fabulous.
Yeah, it has
like,
that sweeter note to it.
No, but I really appreciate that. This is definitely something that, putting a little like ice cube on it, sipping it at night, having it just kind of like have that water element, little coolness to it. Yeah.
Be a nice little naughty nightcap.
Naughty nightcap.
Oh, speaking of naughty nightcap.
Speaking of naughty nightcap.
Is there a naughty nightcap here in Orlando?
There is, yes.
Oh.
So
what is a naughty What are we doing here?
Do tell.
A little plug here for Cosmic Chaos Cabaret. We do a show here in Orlando at the Falcon, that's downtown in Orlando, called the Naughty Nightcap, featuring 2 performers from Cosmic Chaos Cabaret. It's a great little intimate venue.
Which performers? Is it rotating?
It's rotating. It's a rotating cast of local performers. And we just celebrated our 1 year, our golden anniversary. So please check us out, support local businesses, and support your local showgirl.
Damn right.
Because rhinestones are expansive.
Yeah. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap.
It costs a lot of money to look this cheap. That's going to be your tagline. Yeah.
Good, because I don't have one still.
So what?
No, she doesn't, because she goes through so many phases.
I don't know who I am.
I have a tagline. I've never been on stage, and Ramcat Jackson gave me a tagline.
Look, Daddy's everything. Okay.
Daddea Vicious is the performer with more taglines than men in her roster. Okay, like I
don't know which part of that to address first.
I know there's a lot to unpack. That's the intrigue.
I love how much therapy we've gone through together.
Thank you. I'll find you on what is that app? I'll pay you.
I don't know which one you're going to pay me on.
I don't know. One of the therapy ones. You can tell I'm in therapy, I guess.
There's a couple that you can pay me on, but these are not appropriate.
Oh, okay. Send me that link.
The foot thing.
Thefootfinder.com.
We've talked about this, okay? We've had open communication about feet, okay?
We're gonna move on a little bit.
Okay. Welcome back to Bourbon and Bullshit.
So a little bit about Foursquare Rum Distillery, if you guys are still listening.
Right. I'm just gonna sip here. I'll stop talking.
I'm trying to find what my tagline was, but you guys threw me off so fucking much. He had sent it to me via chat, so I'll find it at some point.
Wasn't it like good to the last like sip, or not good to the last sip? That's like a coffee.
Yeah, that's
good.
Great. We're doing great audio here. I'm gonna find it in a second.
No, we're just
So Foursquare as a rum distillery. To give you a little bit of history on them, because I don't think enough people know about them for something that's so award winning and seen as like one of like the best rum distilleries ever. Is located in a former sugar plantation that dates back to approximately 1720 within the tiny Caribbean island of Barbados. This distillery was reopened by the Seal family in 1996. Distilling operations and blending are currently directed by Richard Steele, fourth generation trader distiller of R.L. Steele & Co. Exceptional cask selections represent the unique and rare offerings of Foursquare Rum Distillery. They have been open now, but they have since 1996. Hear this. I'm going to tell you the list of awards they won. 2021, Outstanding Spirit Producer. 2021, Master Distiller, Master Blending. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, Rum Producer of the Year. 2016, 18, 19, 21, Rum Producer of the Year by another organization. 18, ISC Supreme Champion Spirit for one specific bottle from 2005, or their 2005 blend. In 2021, ISC Supreme Champion Spirit Foursquare Mark 15 Readable won an award as well.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They've been barely open. And rum and good rum takes a while to distill. So if they opened in 96, their good rum probably wasn't ready until maybe 2020, 2002, 2004.
Have you been to Barbados?
No, but now I want to just for them.
It's incredible, like being to like the Caribbean Isles and seeing just the access to resources.
Shit.
Like, and the fact that they don't have as much as us, but they're able to create like this amazing products like this, and like we get to enjoy them. So
now I want to go.
It's
hey guys, if you haven't done any traveling through coupon code Bourbon and Bullshit. But the last quote I'm gonna say before we get into our actual questions is someone says, Fred Minnick, author of Rum Curious, says, I believe that this distillery is the Pappy Van Winkle of rum, which is one of the highest praises you can give any spirit when you utilize that name. So every time I find a bottle in the wild, which is incredibly hard, buy it.
Do they have a distillery that you can tour?
In Barbados. That's it. Like in Barbados.
Let's book a trip.
Guys, so sign up for the Patreon because I don't have Barbados money right now. I broke a fucking boob in my arm, guys. I need to buy that next. But yeah, definitely something I want to eventually try, but definitely we're going to check that out. I want to talk about what's topical, what's new and exciting for all of us is the Mask of the Red. But Aurora, I want you to talk to us about the upcoming show.
Okay.
And tell us why Mask of the Red Death and what's going on. I know it's for Orlando Fringe, and everyone who listens and stalks you ever since they heard your voice is very well aware. And
I have my fans.
Shit, don't I fucking know it. Here's a 5-star review. When is Aurora coming back? Bro, that's not what we need.
I can be here for you at any time.
God damn. She will read you your manual for your fucking fridge if you need to.
My name is Aurora Fable. I'll read you your favorite bedtime story.
Jesus.
Ooh.
That's a plug for June. Okay, thanks.
I'm hosting.
Oh, God. So tell us about Masquerade of the Red Death.
So Masquerade of the Red Death. So Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. We're spooky. It's adorable. It's all about death and, debauchery.
Right. It's macabre.
It's very macabre. And the beautiful thing is that Big Bang Boom Cabaret, which is our partner, sister company within the collective, we actually did this production back in 2017 at the venue, which is the Black venue for those that have been fringing for a bit. RIP the black venue. And with that, we had such an amazing run. We sold out every show, and then we got called back for the Winter Fringe in 2018. And that was actually my step-down performance as the green room because I was pregnant.
That's not a word.
Pregnant. I was preggers, and trying to get on that corset when you're 3 months pregnant was tough. But you know what? The tits be suffer. The tits be tittying.
The tits be tittying,
as Miss Foxy DeVille says. So it was a great show.
The tits be titty. Nope, not doing that.
You know what? It was there.
I need it on a sticker.
From Foxy's Den. Tits be tittying.
Tits be tittying.
So with that, we were sitting around the campfire, not really, just sitting around a computer. Miss Foxy DeVille, Sean Holloway, and myself discussing like what do we want to put forward for Fringe, and that show was just so well received, and we loved the story so much because not only is it a macabre story, but it also can be. You can change it into a dark burlesque fantasy pretty easily. So we have our principal performers. So we have Prince Prospero, and we have the Red Death, and then we have our 6 lovely rooms, which are each a performance in itself because the story goes...
6 lovely rooms.
So what happens is that the story in a nutshell is that we have this prince who asks everybody to the castellated abbeys.
Castellated abbeys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a word. To come away from, in essence, a plague. Okay,
to run away from the plague, yeah.
So very, very good and easy with what's going on and what we've dealt with in life. So it was pretty simple to bring this back. And to have some, party goings and just have some fun and not have a care in the world that you might catch the plague and die. So with that, every single room in this abbey is colored. And so we have a blue room, we have an orange room, a green room, violet, purple, and white. And then we have the last room, which is Red Death's room, which is scarlet and black. So we decided every room leading up to that is a performer. So that performer will represent that color. But also, too, the colors represent a piece of your life. So blue is birth. But in our show, every single room is different. So blue is going to be celestial, the birth of the cosmos. So we have our lovely Lucy LeClaire as our blue room. And so you go through everything, and we end with Red Death and the prince having a battle, so to speak, because Prince doesn't want to die, doesn't want to leave the mortal coils of things, and just like.
All right, everyone. So that wraps up part 1 of Bourbon and the Mask of the Red Death. Of course, make sure that you guys are tuning in to next week's episode. We are actually going to drop this one early to make sure it falls in line with the upcoming events. So hopefully we see you guys at Orlando Fringe, and make sure that you let them know that Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had. From flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business, I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.